What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cover Price New Comic Book Day show. That's right, we are going to talk about the books that are coming out this Wednesday, tomorrow if you are watching live, and today if you're watching on the replay. Headed to your LCS to pick up the books. We just want to make sure you know before you go. That's how we do it. And joining me tonight is my brother, my co-host, Gabe. Man, Gabe, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, bro? Hey, man. Happy November to everybody. I hope everybody had a good Halloween. I took my kids out. They got way too much candy. They don't even eat it. So I just kind of just ended up chucking it. But we're now in November. We got a new month ahead of us, a new month of new books, fun comic book stuff happening already this month. So dude, this is a good week too. It's a short week for my personal pull list, but there's a lot of good stuff coming out this week for sure.
Yeah, dude, it's a short but sweet one, man. I think the show is gonna go rather quick tonight because yes, we don't have that many books to talk about for this week. But let me tell you guys, way in advance, next week's show is gonna be a lengthy one, man. There's so much stuff coming out next week, which I can't wait for. But this week's got some fire, man. Some sneaky heaters as always, which I can't wait to discuss. So, with that being said, Gabe, what do you say? Shall we dive in to see what's coming out this week?
Let's do it. Let's go.
Hell yeah. All right, let's kick it off with a banger right here because the first book we are going to talk about is Amazing Spider-Man issue 15. This one being the main cover. It's got the first appearance and cover of Glitch. That's right, personification of the new alien costume that you could see coming right off of him right there. Now, if you guys have been reading ASM right now, I've said it before, I'll continue to say it. It's probably one of the better ASM runs to come out since the Dan Slott run. And I've been enjoying this so much. Again, not to knock at the previous runs, but they didn't deliver the way I was hoping they would. Now, this one here, it's hitting on all scales, man. You got Spidey, Peter, who's up in space, doing his thing, and then holding the fort back home. Under the mantle of Spider-Man is actually Norman Osborn. Yeah.
Let's go, dude. Joe Kelly. We say it every time Spider-Man comes up. Joe Kelly is a fantastic writer. Like, I'm glad to see him back doing comic books. Pepe Larazz. I haven't seen him around since House of X Powers at 10. But and again, this is a dynamite combination of a creative team, dude. And then first appearance and cover of Glitch. Let's see where this goes. Let's see what happens. It's cool to see another alien symbiote, but hey, maybe this one will stick around and actually do something.
Yeah, I'm loving the way Joe Kelly is writing Peter Parker. Like I said, yes, okay, Norman holding the fort. He's been, discovered as Spider-Man right now by all the other Spider-Men, meaning Miles Morales, obviously Gwen, etc. But when it comes to Peter Parker, man, even now with everything that's happening in space, he is so, leading the charge, calling the shots, man. And I love it. He's a Peter Parker that knows exactly what he wants and he's going to get it. And that's not really the Peter Parker we've always seen, right? Peter Parker is always thinking of everything else. He's always second guessing.
Life is always beating them up. Yeah,
exactly. So I like seeing this spin, of course, to Peter Parker. And yeah, man, I'm enjoying this run. So I'm totally picking this one up. I think the Glitch character is a very interesting one. So far, we've seen him with the suit. Now we're going to see the actual alien costume come to life. And so, yeah, I don't know if we're going to get conversations kind of like, Eddie with Venom type thing. So we'll see.
Because it reminds me a lot of like Warlock from the New Mutants.
Yes, dude.
Very like Phalanx.
Yeah.
Design. And so I wonder, maybe it has something to do with it. It looks like it to me. But
hey, dude, that's a good eye right there, man. Good call out because yeah, I do see it, man. The resemblance is totally there. But I'm picking up the cover A. Guys, I know that a lot of people are really liking the Streetverse variants that are coming out. Available in ratios as well and virgin covers. To the left-hand side, it is the cover for Amazing Spider-Man 15. As you can see, Spidey's there. And then to the right-hand side, we have the Miles Morales one for issue 40 of Spider-Man. Shout out to Miles going 40 issues, by the way. 150 incentive in Hyuk doing both of these variants for the Streetverse virgin variants. They're pretty cool. If you guys are into this, by all means,
How come
personally.
Spider-Man has no pants?
Spidey just, Spidey's in his tights. That's it, man.
Well, so is Miles, but he's got some pedal pushers or whatever on. He's got pants. Shorts.
Whoever's seen me at conventions, man, whoever saw me at Terrificon last year knows exactly that my swag is very much at par with Peter Parker's right there. Like I'm wearing my track pants that are a little too tight. You know what I mean? So I dig, Peter Parker knows some style, I guess.
Yeah, Lando's out there flashing people.
I am.
With a long jacket.
Yeah, but it's awesome, dude. I love these covers. But moving on from this, guys, I want to talk about what I consider to possibly be one of the best covers coming out this week, man. Stephanie Hans, dude, killed it on Amazing X-Men issue number 2. This is obviously Age of Revelation magic cover by Stephanie Hans, as I said. If you take away, man, that border on the left side, dude, and this is available as a virgin, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my God, this is just stunning. Yeah. Stephanie Hans killed this cover.
I love the jewelry or whatever on the horns. Like that's right. Cool. That, and then of course, like the exhaling of all the skulls and souls. This is a really cool. This is Magic's been getting a lot of love and it's been getting a lot of attention and getting the powerhouse creators and artists behind her to do cool covers. And like you said, dude, this is one of the best. This is a great cover, and that stupid border just ruins it.
It does.
That title ruins it.
I'm not so angry about the trade. I'll be honest with you. The trade at the top is like, okay, I can deal with that. It does take away from all the skulls, etc., that are coming out throughout that smoke, but it's that border, man. It really hurts the cover, but it's such an amazing cover. I saw Stephanie Hans post this on her social media, dude, on Instagram, and this, without anything on it, is one of the nicest covers that I saw. And like I said, it does. If you're paying for the trade, well, you get what you pay for. You know what I mean?
I buy it as a print, just without if it was just virgin or whatever, like a print.
Oh yeah,
like a $30 print or something at a convention. I'd be all over that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd love to have this put up in my house, man. It's such a sick cover. Stephanie Hans doing great work with this. This one's a cover selection for today. But moving on from this amazing cover, guys, hear me out. Hear me out. I see Izzy in the chat. We need to talk about this because if you guys caught the top 10 show yesterday, well, you saw it was pretty dominated by the Muppets covers that are coming out. Man, people are flocking to those things. Well, I really think the Toy Story ones have some potential too, man. Yeah. We're going to be getting a lot of homage covers when it comes to Toy Story because they're celebrating their 30th anniversary, man, which is crazy to think because, man, I loved and I still love Toy Story to this day, dude. I watch it with the kids.
The first two are like some of the best films ever made, I think, in my opinion. I love it. I mean, I'm definitely going to go to the shop and try and pick up this cover. There's another Toy Story AF-15 homage that's coming out down the road too. That's really awesome.
I saw that one. It's Woody, right? I think he's holding Jesse, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember off the top of my head, or is it Buzz? Probably one of the two. But yeah, man, I'm picking these up, man. I'm a sucker for this, and I'm more of a sucker for this than I am the Muppets, to be honest with you, because yes, Toy Story still holds a place in my heart, especially to this day, because like the kids are obsessed with it. Man, I think they're even coming out with a 5th film, if I'm not mistaken. Like that's in plans or in works or something, right?
Yeah, they're in the middle of making it now, I believe. But yeah, there's another one coming out. I mean, Toy Story is it's a modern day franchise. It's a modern day classic. So everybody knows Toy Story. Everybody grew up with this stuff. I love it.
I love these homage covers, man, and having Toy Story front and center. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I picked up 3 copies of this. One because I got 2 boys, so I buy one each for them, one for me, and that's it. I ain't flipping any of these. These stay with us. So yeah, definitely gonna be picking this up tomorrow. Moving on though from this, which was a cover selection, guys. I don't know if you saw this, man. Spirits of Violence issue number 2 here. We have the first cover appearance of the Spirit of Violence. Now, if you're wondering who that is, if you read issue 1, it's Barbara Ketch. That's right. Barbara Ketch is now the Spirit of Violence. And what I'm understanding from this series is if you're a Ghost Rider fan, any Ghost Rider you may have loved throughout time, you will most likely see here, which is awesome, man. So I'm looking forward to the upcoming issues as well. I'm going to be picking this one up guaranteed. And yeah, man, Barbara Ketch, baby.
Yeah. Danny Ketch's sister.
Yep.
Good luck finding her first appearance for cheap.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's going to be able to pick that up for cheap. That's for sure. But yes, this one is one that I totally want to pick up tomorrow. You got Rattlesnake in the chat saying, what if 45 Barbara Ketch becomes Ghost Rider? Maybe something to get, which is a very good suggestion there. So we appreciate you sharing that info. But moving on from this, Absolute Superman issue 13, this one being the cover B. Bengal's done an amazing cover here with this one. I love this. This is a cover selection for today. And yeah, totally worthy of a pickup in my opinion.
It's a great cover, and what a great series, man. Jason Aaron's been killing it on this book.
Yep.
I mean, everybody gives attention to, Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. This one seems to be kind of like the third place one, but it's still a top tier book, man. This is still a fun book.
It's crazy because, you're not wrong with what you're saying, because Absolute Batman definitely getting all the love, especially right now, the next couple of issues. Like issue 14 just passed FOC. We've got issue 15 that's going to follow suit, because we know that Absolute Joker is going to be coming out within these upcoming issues. If you guys didn't see it yet, I posted it on my social media on Instagram, but so did Snyder, so did Jock. Go check out that Jock cover that just dropped on social media for Absolute Batman issue 15. That is probably going to be one of my favorite covers to come out this year. That's how good it was.
I love that Jock is getting involved, because I got to pick that up just for Jock. I love Jock. He's such a cool guy. Yeah. And his art, he does stuff that just, you're like, why is this so cool? Like, you can't see much. It's all dark and it's creepy and scary. It's not very detailed, but it's incredible. Every time I see anything from Jock, his stuff has always been fantastic, dude.
Yeah, I love Jock, man. So yeah, definitely a pickup. I love this Bengal cover. Another one that I think is worthy of a pickup. But moving on from that, G.I. Joe issue 13. That's right, man. We've got Cobra Commander and Bats cover depiction here by none other than Mark Spears. Dreadnoks, baby. Yes, we were in the Dreadnok war now, and it's so fun because the Dreadnoks, dude, you remember the cartoons back in the day, right? The Dreadnoks.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was great times, and it's fun to see them back now getting a lot of love, because just with Cold Slither, the issue came out, but New York Comic-Con, which, I'm so upset I missed out on New York Comic-Con, but not just for the convention. The actual Cold Slither band performed at a venue nearby. So like, tell me that's not crazy.
That's wild. It's there's another band out there. I can't think of the name of them, but they all dress up like Transformers characters and do the same thing. Like, they're just a crazy band. They're all dressed up like Transformers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but this has been great, dude. Bro, anything that Skybound's putting out, Energon Universe related, has been just killing it. And we already know that the cartoon is in the works. This G.I. Joe might be something coming up too, maybe in a movie or another animated series. I mean, so
it's coming. The Energon animated series is coming out, man, and it's been confirmed. So I'm excited about that. With that news, I keep telling everybody, man, pay attention to everything else surrounding the Transformers. The Energon universe goes beyond that with the G.I. Joe. Dude, the Void Rivals run itself is like super key to everything that's happening. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. There's a lot of important characters, first appearances, etc. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited. But of course, we have a Mark Spears cover for G.I. Joe issue 13, and then we have this amazing 1 in 50 incentive done by Kendrick Lim, which I am loving this cover, dude.
It's a beautiful. I can't think of the lady's name, but she's one of the Dreadnoks. But man, that's killer. The bike is cool. The purple or the everything, like, there's like this pink kind of aesthetic to this cover that I love. With the headlights, with her jacket, with the logo, with the corner box. Like, this is really cool. Yeah. Good stuff here. This is fun. Man, she's hot. They did a good job with this one. That's cool.
Absolutely, man. Couldn't agree more. But yeah, man, if you guys can make it to, pick up that 1 in 50 incentive, this is a stunning cover. You can't go wrong with that one. What I'm loving right now is seeing a lot of David Finch, guys. And David Finch is actually doing Walking Dead Deluxe issue 124. The cover for this by David Finch This is just Finch greatness. You and I many times spoke about skin breakers, right? And just how incredible the interiors are. David Finch is just hitting another level. And who would have thought that's even possible when it comes to David Finch? Because already, man, he has dropped such fire. But with Skin Breakers, we understand why it's taken so long to put that series out. And man, I know it's just a deluxe edition. It's technically, people see this as a reprint. But man, when you're blessed with such a wonderful cover by David Finch, can't go wrong.
Dude, this is the start. I don't know if this is the start, but here we are. We're getting into it with the Youngblood Appreciation covers that are coming out through Image. And this one's fantastic, dude. This is great. I love Chapel. Look how crazy cool Chapel is in the back. Everything here. I mean, you got a couple zombies, you got Negan, you got the bloody bat and all that stuff. But Chapel with that giant gun and with that bandolier of bullets and the other gun, just menacing, cool looking character. David Finch is killing it, dude. This is fantastic. And Youngblood is back, everybody. Youngblood.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm with Lords of Brooklyn on this one, man. A Chapel series would be great, especially if you had Finch on that. My God, man.
Put Finch on anything, bro.
Literally. But yeah, anyways, Walking Dead Deluxe issue 124 is coming out this week. One cover that I totally must pick up. Moving on, speaking cool covers, man, we have the 1 in 100 incentive for Alien versus Captain America #1. Obviously, it's Aliens versus Captain America. This one being the Lionel Yu cover. Lionel Yu, man, is notorious for doing such wonderful covers when it comes to women, etc. But man, this is a great cover by him as well. I don't know if you saw some of the covers coming out for issue 2, man, but there's a really neat one. The Uncle Sam, I Want You.
Yeah.
So they did that, but you have like Cap doing that. You got the alien on his face, and then it's scribbled "We want you" type thing. Like awesome. It's so neat, dude. It's so neat.
Man, Marvel's really, really pulling out everything they can for Aliens. They got Aliens versus everything. Aliens versus Wolverine. Aliens versus Captain America. Aliens versus Avengers, though. I was like, no, I'm not down for this kind of weird inner crossover of different like franchises. But it's written by Jonathan Hickman, so I had to pick it up, and it was one of the coolest series of the year. So they're doing something right.
Yeah, no, they are, man. And this crossover, it just seems to be fire, man. Everyone's enjoying this. So yeah, wonderful cover by Lionel Yu on this one. If you guys are Frizzens fans, well, you can pick this up in a trade as well. But if you want the incentive just as a complete virgin, we have Planet She-Hulk #1. This one being the 1 in 100 incentive. Now, it's unfortunate because, those of you reading Imperial, you may have gotten a spoiler if you're following Marvel Comics on social media, because there was a little bit of a spoiler on how things come to a close here. But, I mean, I'm excited to pick this up for the read. I really enjoyed Imperial. Not enough people talking about that, ironically. It's it was a great... Dude, I love the cosmic stuff.
It came out the same day as that... the White Black Panther series.
Yeah, exactly.
But that got all the attention.
It did.
Even though it was another Jonathan Hickman series. Yeah, it was great, but it got overshadowed by... What's the name of that series? Here We Come? Here.
It was Marvel Knights, World to Come.
World to Come. Yeah, that just overshadowed that completely.
Yep.
But at the end of Imperial, you got, Planet She-Hulk.
Yeah, you got Planet She-Hulk. You saw other characters as well. If you continue scrolling, you saw some other stuff. I don't want to spoil it in case anybody tried to avoid that, but yeah. So very interesting. I'm gonna pick this one up for the read. And I'm gonna go with the trade for that one.
You're not gonna do the 1 in 100 premium price for that cover, man.
Personally, no. I like my She-Hulk, but not that much. But anyways, moving on from that. One thing I want to put out there for you guys, just look at this cover. When it comes to Poison Ivy issue 38, this is the first standard US cover for Zen Chin. Now, you're probably wondering, who am I even talking about? Well, that's also probably because it is his first standard US cover. But Zen Chin has actually worked on what's called League of Legends, right? Did a lot of artwork for League of Legends. And now, crossing over to the comic world, I think this is a good pickup, man. And we've all seen throughout time, multiple times, over and over, whether it be Mark Spears, whether it be Shubina, whether it be anybody, when a an artist hits, what do people do? They circle back to such issues, right? So I'm going to put this out there for you guys and say this might be a good pickup. It won't hurt to pick up a copy or two while you still can at cover price, right? Gabe, we don't hear you anymore. We lost you. He's gone.
All right. I find it interesting that first covers of an artist is becoming kind of a thing now.
Yep.
It is becoming a selling point, or at least a spotlight on things. So we'll see what happens with that. But this is a cool cover, dude. I haven't heard of this person before, but I like this kind of really creepy Poison Ivy.
Yeah. Still got a little bit of sexy. I could see the League of Legends stuff here as well, like with the art. Like the artist is known for that, Zen Chin, for doing the League of Legends stuff. So it's awesome to see now Zen Chin making his way into the first standard US cover right here with Poison Ivy issue 38. Now, moving on from that, another book I want to talk about, DCKO Night Fight #1. Of course, with everything that's happening with DCKO, well, here we're going to have the first appearance of the Batman who fell. Yeah, that is a thing, guys. First team appearance of Robin Inc. and first appearance of Dick Grayson as a future Batman. That's right. So there's a lot that happens within this book from what I've been told. So I've not read it, so I can't wait to do so. But with everything that's happening DCKO related, we saw already within just the first issue how things are coming together. In fact, if you read the book, in that second last panel, I think it was, we also saw a little bit of a glimpse when it comes to some of the Absolute Trinity. So it looks like they're going to be involved in some sort of fashion. But when it comes to this, I'm curious to know more about, like, basically Dick Grayson being a future Batman. And then you've got this team appearance of Robin Inc. So what kind of universe are we landing in when it comes to Night Fight, man?
Matt, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to check it out, too. Dan Mora doing the interiors, dude. Like, that guy's killing it on everything he does. He's killing it on Transformers. Too bad he's not going to be on Transformers for a long time. It's only going to be 6 issues, apparently.
Yeah.
And then he said he's going to focus. 2026 is going to be a DC focus for him. He's going to be doing probably just cool Batman stuff, which is fine. I
am never going to complain about anything Dan Mora does.
No way, dude. But it'll be interesting to see what happens because all these cool first appearances. Is it going to be just kind of like a one-time thing? Are we going to get this after KO in the regular universe or what? So this is going to be a fun read and just something interesting to see what happens in the future of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm going to pick this one up, give this a read. But, you know, another book I want to talk about, guys, is Echo, Seeker of Truth, issue #1. Because, yes, this is here as a cover selection. Of course, Maria Wolf does amazing work on covers. And, Gabe, it's actually funny because the last time you and I actually spoke about this book was over on my channel. And what ended up happening was I surprised you, right? Like, Earl ended up popping in.
Yeah, no, out of nowhere. Earl just showed up and hung out with us for like 15, 20 minutes talking about how much he loves working on Echo and all of his other kind of. He came all the way, well, he was in like Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, dude.
Time out of his Saudi Arabia trip to hang out and talk about his Echo book with us.
It was crazy to see that he did that from Saudi Arabia, but you had no idea the first time around, which was awesome, man. And then after, at one point, you're like, dude, like, you didn't tell me that he was going to be here. What was that? And I thought, you know, to myself, I should never do that again to Gabe. That would be absolutely terrible. But you know what? I'm actually going to say screw that because guess what? Earl is back again tonight.
What? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
There you go.
What's up, B?
Oh, we don't hear you, B. We don't hear you right now. We don't hear you.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. It's okay. Fix what you got to fix.
It was better when you were in Saudi Arabia.
Well, we still don't hear you, but we still got the surprise going. Gabe is
good. He's working on it.
Good. But if you need to like disconnect and reconnect, feel free. B, don't worry about it. Just do it. But yes, Echo, Seeker of Truth, issue #1 is coming out this week. Comes out tomorrow, and we spoke very deeply on that. Now, obviously, Earl is gonna, you know, figure out what's going on over there on the audio side, and we're going to dive deeper as well into what this book is going to entail and why we're super excited to pick this up tomorrow. B, what I would suggest is leave and come back in. Just click the link and come back in. It's probably going to work better for you. But yeah, man, see, Gabe, I got you again.
Every time, bro. Every time.
It's always gonna be Earl.
Dude, Earl's gonna end up being like my arch nemesis because he just keeps popping up on me when I come on the shows with you.
Yeah.
Which is rad.
Yeah, I would love it if, like, at some points, like at a convention, you just bump into B Earl and he's like, "Hey," you know what I mean? Like, whoa!
I'll be there with you, and you'll be like, just walking. You'll be walking around. All of a sudden, oh, here comes B Earl again. Like, oh, geez.
I love it, man. I love it. Yo, shout out to Love for Comics. You didn't need to do that, man. We absolutely appreciate you, brother, man. Guys, go check out Love for Comics over on Whatnot and all his socials as well, Instagram, doing amazing things, man.
He's good people, man. He's good people, 100%, dude. Love for it. His name is right. He loves comics. He's a good guy. He loves the community. So thanks again for hanging out, and for that super chat, dude. Yeah. You're the bro for that, buddy.
He is. But guess what, Gabe? We got him back.
There he is.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely, man. How's it going, B?
I'm doing good. You know, it's funny. I was on my laptop thinking, all right, I'm going to be on my laptop. I was just, I figured it had better quality. I guess not. Here we are. I'm on my phone.
It's fine, man.
It's funny. I was actually in Abu Dhabi. So I was in UAE.
Oh my God.
Not too far from Saudi Arabia. But that was an intense trip. But I was glad to be there with you at 5 a.m. or whatever the hell time it was.
Yeah, it was 5 a.m. around there for your time, and then our time we were live. I think it was like 9:30 p.m. at night. So like I could only imagine how brutal that exchange, that time difference was for you, right?
Oh my gosh! I mean, I was sleeping I think 2 to 3 hours those first couple nights there. I was not getting a lot of sleep, but you know what? It was an incredible trip, and I'm glad to be back on the East Coast here. Same time zone as you guys. And I'm super stoked. I mean, as you were saying, Maria's cover is killer. I mean, all the covers are killer. Carmen's cover, and obviously the master David Mack with the main cover. But yeah, this is a really exciting book, and really proud of this one, and excited to have this drop tomorrow. So, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. How you doing? I love being in like the back of the studio watching all the different conversations. By the way, Absolute Superman is just so good. Like,
it is.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
Jason Aaron kills it on everything he does, dude. I don't think Jason Aaron knows how to write a bad comic at all.
Man, I know him and Juan finishing up on the Ninja Turtles, and on to the Absolute Bat. I mean, obviously he was doing the Superman at the same time, I guess, right? As Ninja Turtles is wrapping up. Anyway, great. There's just so many great comics out right now. I really have to say, like, this is an awesome time to be collecting and reading comics. So it's very exciting.
I couldn't agree more with you. I don't know if you saw a post that I had just recently put on Instagram, but there's a lot of articles coming out that, the new comics are thriving, man. Shops are doing very well. There are some shops that maybe are not getting as much traction. And I simply believe that, when that happens, there's many things to factor, like, some refuse to even adapt, to be honest with you. Like, I still walk into shops where people refuse to even say hi to you. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I know, right? Well, and the other big thing too is I think we have such a vibrant community across the board. And I think it's so important for us as creators to really be a part of the community. And I think that's really such an amazing thing that's happening always. And, doing signings and, jumping on shows like your show. I mean, it's just so important for us to stay connected to the fans and really incorporate, and listen to the fandom as well. I mean, it's a community. And I think that's honestly the thing I love most about comics. More so, I mean, I worked in Hollywood I still work in Hollywood, but I love comics, man. Like, I'm just so happy to be in this world and creating.
Well,
I think you're right, Earl, because one of the things that we used to have back in the day in comic books was the letter pages, which you don't have anymore. But that used to be the fans' interaction with the comic book and the creators themselves. And now we have social media, and like you said, jumping on shows like this, that is the new outreach. Like the creators that have the best fans and the best outreach are the ones that pop on shows, are the ones that are active on social media, the ones, because you have to promote yourself, right? You have to promote the book yourself. It doesn't really happen too much through the publishers. It has to be done with you. Like that's the hard work that you guys have to put in. But luckily, jumping on shows like this, I hope you find it fun and interesting to do.
Oh, I love
it
this
isn't that
shit.
much of a hassle, right? Yeah.
No, I think, to be honest, it's funny because I think, as I've said before, I've always been in the comic book space, but always sort of comic book adjacent. And, in sort of the first, I would say, cycle of, me getting involved with comics and starting out with the Masters of the Sun, and then, Tab and I, and even now, I've done a couple indie books that, unfortunately one was like with a big video game company over in UAE as well, but the book never ended up coming out. It's still sitting on my hard drive.
Claim. I will take one. Thank you.
I'll have to sneak you one. I've got it's really cool. It's a sci-fi book. I'd never written a sci-fi book, and this one, was a lot of fun to write. And now I'm also getting a lot more into like doing my own indie books and working with different people. And it's just, for me, like I feel like I hate saying this, I was taking it more for granted. I was just kind of like, all right, cool, we got another book. And, I was so focused on doing the Hollywood shit, right? Like, and I, to be honest, that part of me is like, nah, man, like, what am I doing? Go where the love is. Go where you can, like, where you thrive. And that has been such an eye opener for me personally. And like this last New York Comic-Con, I literally got in from Abu Dhabi that Saturday, and I went to New York Comic-Con on Sunday. I was like fried, but it was the greatest New York. All I did was go to Artist Alley. That's it. I called with all my friends. I said, what's up to Maria? I gave her a high five for this incredible cover. It was just, that to me was so important. And that for me is like really the key and core of what makes comics so special, is that we have these conventions. We have, like, I was hanging out with Brian Azzarello. And by the way, like, he is like the dopest, nicest dude. And I'm the biggest fan. I told him, I said, like, yo, I am like a lifelong fan of your stuff.
You're like, Brian, 100 bullets, bro. 100 bullets.
100 bullets. And, it's funny, like last year I gave him a copy of Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And he remembered me this year. He was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, dude, I was like so hyped when you started following me on Instagram. I sound like a fan.
Yeah, but you know what though? I'm happy you say this though, because one thing that I find is even for myself, okay, like sure, I can talk on the music side where, like when I was playing music, it's one thing to do the show, but when you connect after that show and you meet and greet and speak to everybody, that's where you really feel like you can relate to people, and you're just hanging out, and you're grounded again. When it comes to this side of things, I could do as many shows as possible. Yes, they're always fun, but it's the networking, the community we've built. You know what I mean? The people that we speak to every single week, man, they feel like family. And for yourself, I could only imagine when you're doing comics. Yes, it's one thing to put out the comic, you publish it, or working in Hollywood, whatever. But when you get to communicate and literally have conversations with the people who are absorbing your content, man, they're going to follow, and they will follow. And if you show that love, man, that is something I know you will get back 1,000 times over, man. And like, I've seen it firsthand, man. Conventions, artists who, have those connections with their fan base.
Yeah.
The lineup is there. You know what I mean?
You can't be a shut-in too much these days. That's what's great about this industry is you get to do. There's really no other industry out there where fans can go into a room, into a building, and meet all of their favorite character or their favorite creators. You don't get that in the movie business. You don't get that in the music business.
Nah.
A little bit of like horror. There's like horror conventions and you can meet some actors and stuff like that, but nowhere near on the scale as like a comic book convention where it's just full of all your favorite creators, all the people you look up to, all of your friends, all your favorite vendors, all in one place. And that's a very unique thing with this industry for sure, in this hobby.
I mean, that's always been my favorite thing. And you know, I started going to Comic-Con, I think it was 2001, 2002, you know, and obviously it's changed so much since, you know, back then. And everyone that went before then is always like, it changed so much, you know. But I think that's been the beauty of the comic book community. And, you know, when I was really like fortunate starting, you know, our comic book Sunday with Jim Krueger, you know, and like honestly, like that was really kind of Jim was my Sherpa, so to speak, in getting into like how to write. Because when I was hired to write the Masters of the Sun book, right, like I didn't know how to write a damn comic, but like I went to Jim and I was like, yo. Earth X, bro. Like, and we've been friends forever. I was like, I need that little bit of magic. Can you give me some guidance? And it really was such a wonderful experience, you know, getting that sort of mentorship, you know, from Jim, and then having been coming out of the film side, working as an editor, working on film. And it became like, oh shit, this is just another storytelling medium. But what's so beautiful about it is that we have such an incredible team we get to work with. And it's so small, and the real product development to shelf time is really short. You know, I mean, with this Echo book, I mean, man, like what a great team. Jim Terry, fantastic. Elizabetta, you know, was such a great, you know, such incredible inks. Matt, you know, on the colors. I mean, it's a fun, cool book, and just so proud of this one. And you know, I know Tab is super proud of this one. And if you're in LA, you know, we're actually doing East Coast, West Coast signings. He's over with Golden Apple with him and David, and I'm over here at a little local shop called Third Universe. So if anybody's out in the East Coast, come and see me, and you know, hang out. It'll be
I personally wish I could, man. I wish I could come, you know, obviously I'm up in Canada, so like for myself to make that drive, but B, I feel like if the day ever comes that we get to hang out, one of us is calling the Uber for the other one. That's for sure.
I'm down. Well, we're in Canada, because I know the Gotham Central guys. They did a signing there a long time ago. I mean, I haven't been back to Canada in a minute. I mean, like, you know, Gotham. Those guys are cool.
Yeah, I'm actually up in Montreal, man. So I'm not too far from New York, dude. I'm like not even a 7.5 hour drive. I can make it 7 if I have to do some things. But besides that, I'm happy you started to talk about the book, because the Jim Terry art, you were just saying how, you know, did a fantastic job. I actually got a sneak peek of the interiors, and I'm gonna back you up on that one and say yes, the artwork inside is amazing. Maria Wolf doing amazing stuff as well. But when we had you on my show on the Sunday, we were diving a little bit into the story here, because you know, you've been putting out some great stuff over at Marvel, and your recent release prior to this was actually Ultimate Hawkeye, which you know, I threw you your flowers, and Taboo from Black Eyed Peas, for those of you who are not familiar, which I don't think there's anybody who's not familiar. But when we were talking about the book, you know, front to back, man, it was awesomeness, man. I specifically told you about that particular panel with the arrow, right? And then you had all the passing by.
You know, I am such a huge cartoon fan, and I was like, I'm gonna go all in on this. And it's, you know, like we talked about before, it's kind of those layers of, you know, there was a lot of racism in old cartoons.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, you know, a layer within a layer of that moment with the cartoon and the Max Fleischer, you know, a little shout out. But I mean, yeah, that was such a fun book. I know it was a lot darker, but, you know, and it was really about an initiation. And the thing that I loved about that whole Ultimate Hawkeye was, you know, what Dennis and Juan did in the opening was really show, you know, how Hawkeye is a sniper, right? Yeah. Can kill you from like miles away. And then what, you know, I was like, all right, nah, we got to go in, like, take all that away. Now let's see what Hawkeye's got. And they were put to the test. So
it was fun for sure, man. But even as a reader, it was a lot of fun. It was a great read, and like you said, it gets dark. You know, things there's a serious tone there with everything that's happening, and of course some twists along the way. The ending and all of that was just wonderful. But now we shift gears. We come to Echo, Seeker of Truth, right?
Yeah.
And you and Taboo are teaming up again to bring this forth. Tell us a little about what we can expect within this
Yeah.
issue that is coming out tomorrow.
Well, one, you can expect an LA story. This, in a lot of ways, I've been back. I mean, look, I'm still an Angelino. You spend 20 plus years of your life there. You got a kid there. Man, Los Angeles is always in the heart. But at the same time, I mean, I'm an East Coaster. So, it's interesting coming back to New York and be writing this book, with my brain, still back and, looking back at LA. And this really is a love letter to LA. I mean, it's a love letter to, the Sunset Strip, where the whiskey a go-go, we call it the bourbon in there, but a little nod to it.
Now hold on, you're talking the whiskey go-go, right? Like the Motley Crue whiskey go-go.
Yeah, the whiskey a go-go. And so it's funny, and I won't digress too far, but that's where the Black Eyed Peas formed. I don't know if I told you this story, but like the whiskey a go-go where Will and Apple and Tab all met at a nightclub that David Faustino was throwing every single Thursday. So like the who's who of Hollywood were there, and then the who's who of hip hop. So it was like the first Hollywood hip hop nightclub on Thursday night at the Rock and Roll Whiskey a Go-Go. So it was pretty cool. So there's a nice little homage in there. I've got a documentary that I directed about that. We're in post-production on that film. So again, still doing my Hollywood thing while writing the comics. But this one, really the sort of task for this was how can Echo become a character that can drop into the Marvel universe at any time, right? Yeah. Be a character with some sort of new ability and, can kind of be that Misty Knight, come in and play a major role in storytelling, but it doesn't have to be their book, right? Like that was really a sort of mandate going into this. So, that was from our editor, Alana, and, it's just had so much fun developing this out, ping pong sessions, hanging out with them and just really kind of cooking up a cool new power. So for any nerds out there that are into semiotics and symbolism and things like that, I think you'll get a kick out of this new power. But it's a cool one. It's a cool one. And I have always loved documentaries about cults. So that's where this came from, was this whole sort of like wellness cult that she's got to go and, free her cousin from. But really, this book is a lot about addiction. It's a personal book for Tab and myself. We're both sober, and that's a big part of it in the storytelling. So, it's got a lot of very mature themes and some heavy shit to it, but at the same time, the storytelling is light and fun. If you saw, like, there's that opening scene in the preview where you got like the very much Pulp Fiction in the Bob's Big Boy, aka Mighty Maxine's. So that's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of little wrestling, tidbits dropped in there, some little gems in the dialogue. But it's just a really fun book. So I think, you can absolutely expect a fun book, a one and done. You get in there, you enjoy it, and, you get to hang out with Echo for a new power. And she's such a badass. Like, come on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Echo is badass. And Echo's had a crazy story from, Echo's debut until now. A lot of big moments for Echo as well, right? Like literally became Phoenix at one point. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that did happen, right? So I'm curious, man. Like, what did it feel like to have to take on a character like Echo, right? Like knowing the history of Echo and then coming out with something as such.
Well, we did the Daredevil and Echo, and that was a challenging one because it really was a two-hander that ended up becoming a three-hander with Ghost Rider. And originally that one was like going to be a 5-issue miniseries, and it got cut down to a 4. So there wasn't a lot of real estate to do a lot of the, the kind of exploration of that relationship between Echo and Daredevil. It was really kind of just like get in there. So with this one, again, like the last time Echo was in LA, I think it was the Moon Knight story, right? Mm-hmm. Where I think Echo died. Like, wasn't there was some heavy, if you remember that story with Moon Knight, like there was like, she was a like doing deep cover as a prostitute. I don't know. I read that a long time ago. Maybe
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember her dying, but
There was
could be.
There was something very dark in that story. That was a heavy story with Moon Knight and Echo in LA. Again, I read that a long time ago. So, but and that was one of the fun things of bringing Echo back to LA. It was like, getting through a trauma. But I think, one of the things in telling this story was really just making sure that this was a character piece.
Yeah.
And it's about family, right? And that's something Tab and I always talk about. For him, a lot of his inspiration comes from, his own connection to his family and his grandmother. We always talked about that. So this is a lot about like sort of that generational communication and connection. And in this, like that was, taking on Echo was really about making sure she resonated in as real a way as possible. She didn't, look, she's a street level character, right? And I mean that in the best of ways. So, and having to put her up against a street level villain, so to speak, that was really the key, was like how do you do that and really create a fun one and done story that has some decent stakes. Because that's always a challenge. You get 20 pages to write something, and it's like, all right, how do we make sure that it has some weight to it, but it allows you to have that closure and gives you an opportunity to go into the future. So, and those are, again, when you're writing, you're kind of in this box and you're trying to juggle a lot of things.
Yeah,
so,
no kidding.
But again, it was really an honor to be able to do this, and again, it's part of the Voices for Native American, Heritage Month. So, which is really, such an honor to be able to contribute to that, through this book.
Yeah, no kidding. It's funny because we said this last time as well when you were on the show, talking about that and how that is a big important part, especially with Taboo behind this, and he makes sure that is at the forefront, right? So for me, reading that every time, man, it's always awesome to see. Very awesome to see.
Yeah, look, half the battle is obviously making the story count. The other half is, getting it into the right audiences and doing it, and I hate using this word authentically because I think it's overused. But that is really where, Tab is great in getting out that outreach, getting into the Native communities, being that liaison and being that sort of bridge. And obviously the work that, we do together, my goal is always to make sure that, we're bridging, storytelling from a culture into pop culture, right?
Yeah.
And doing it in a way where it doesn't feel like, oh, it's a Res story or, oh, it's a this or, oh, it's a that. It's really like, and Jim Terry did an incredible introduction. I don't know if that was part of the preview that they released, but when you get the book tomorrow, Jim did a wonderful one page that really talks about his, love of comics and pop culture, but also, why this story resonated with him so much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Now, looking at the covers, yes, we're looking at the Maria Hill for sure. Maria Wolf, sorry. But we've got some other ones here, man. We've got the David Mack that you were talking about, which is the main cover. Dude, I picked up 2 of these Mac covers because they're so good, and I'm hoping to bump into Mac, and hopefully one day you be where I can have this assigned as well.
It'll happen.
David Mack's one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet in your life, though, too. He's the nicest guy.
Oh,
and he's the creator of Echo, too, so that's a great cover to get from him.
Yeah,
100%, man. Well, I was talking to David. I was like, "Hey, man, next time you're on New York, maybe we could do a Midtown Comics signing and pull together some of the covers that you've done for us."
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome, man. And it's I told you last time how anytime I think of Echo, I tend to think of David Mack, right? Because his covers are like synonymous. Like it's you can't help but think of that cover, right? When it comes to Echo, and now seeing this cover for Echo being the main cover as well, you got David Mack on this. This is a no-brainer for myself. This is a pickup. I grabbed 2 copies already on pre-order. Mark my words, if I hit up a shop and I see some on the shelf, I just might scoop these up as well. But not only that, man, I think the Carnero cover is so underappreciated, guys. We need to talk about this because look how awesome this is, man.
I'll be right. I'm going to get you one.
Yeah. This is awesome, dude.
I love the triangles, man, because that's a David Mack thing, and they're doing it here as well. I love the triangles that they put on with Echo. This is a great cover too.
Yeah, I really like it, man.
Oh,
And
got you.
Across the covers, you can see the
Look at that thing in real life. That's dope.
Yeah,
here it is.
Hold on.
So good. Can you
Let me
see
put
it?
you up and big. Yeah, B, I know you have your copies already. You posted this. Yeah.
It looks so good. Like, these are such beautiful. And by the way, there is another story in the back of this that came from one of the Infinity comics. So you do get two stories in this book, right? This one was written by which one? Oh gosh, now I'm blanking on who wrote the second one. It was Melissa Flores and Kyle Charles did the second story in this book. So
I dig me some Melissa Flores, man. Especially guys, if you're fans of Power Ranger stuff. Yeah. Now I'm curious to know more about the second story.
And here you go. Here's the Maria Wolf one.
So good.
In the flesh.
So good.
That's so sick looking in person.
I saw you post those, man, on social media when you got your copies, and I was like, dude, man, I can't wait to get mine, man. I ordered I have at least one of each cover. I know the Wolf one I got 2. I think the Carnero I got 1, and the David Mack I got 2. So 5 copies total on my side of town. So yeah, man, dude.
And
there it is, the Mac. Here, show us the Mac. That's what I want to see up and close. Yum. That is so.
There it is.
Love that.
Beautiful cover. Beautiful.
Dude,
cover.
I used to own a piece of original David Mack artwork that had Echo in it from his Daredevil run.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we have been very fortunate in all of our comics to have so many incredible variant covers. I mean, that Ultimate Hawkeye had so many cool variant covers as well. So, always a big shout out to our Marvel family for making sure to get a lot of cool covers and some incredible artists. And like this Maria, she had done a Daredevil and Echo cover for us. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was the yellow one.
Yep.
And oh man, so good. Like that was the very first time I'd been introduced to her work, and I was just like, "Who is this?" Like she's like Frank Miller, but not like. It's just like that weight. Oh man, I was huge fan.
Yeah, and here I'll even share it with you guys because since you brought it up, man, I remember this one, and it's a cover that you don't see too often either. Like even in the wild. If you're shopping at shops, like it's very hard to come across because I think many shops probably skipped on the Maria Wolf one. But here I'll share this with you guys because it is such a stunning cover. It's really good. I see what you mean by the Frank Miller vibes. You know what I mean?
Right?
You do get the vibes. Yeah.
It's such a Frank. Like when I saw this, I was like, "Whoa, who just did this cover for us?"
Oh, wow.
I was like, "Did they get Frank?" I was like, "Nah."
Yeah, no, Maria Wolf puts out such amazing work, man, and I love seeing Maria Wolf covers, and that's why I'm excited to pick up this one tomorrow. So yes, guys, please hit up your shops, man. Go check it out. Echo Seeker of Truth is out tomorrow. Shout out to you, Mr. B. Earl, for hopping on tonight to talk about that, to dive into it a little more. I'm happy you shared the information that there's also another story within this, which I'm equally excited to check out as well. Man, I love Melissa Flores, so shout out to her.
This is a one shot, right? This is just a single issue?
Yeah.
Just a single issue. So
there you go.
Get a nice 30 pages. You get 2 stories, and which I always appreciate. Like a lot of times, it's great picking up different issues and being in longer runs, but sometimes you just want a nice story to go home and just bang out and be like, that was cool.
Yeah, one and done. You get a complete beginning, middle, and end of a story that way.
Yeah. And so I'm really proud of this one. And guys, thank you again so much for always having me on. Anytime I'm here to jump in and nerd out with you, and we'll make sure you get some covers. Lando, we can talk offline. Maybe I can take care of you. And maybe I'll send you guys. Are you guys close to each other? You can sing a little.
Nowhere close. Nowhere close.
I'm in Vegas. I'm in Las Vegas, so nowhere.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Maybe we could do a giveaway. I'll send you guys some. I got some extra comics in here, so
that'd be rad. That'd be rad.
We'll figure it out. That'd be fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, Gabe is exactly where I want to be every single weekend. But yeah,
the strip club.
No, Vegas. But yeah, B, look, we've never had an artist or a writer sign us off, so I want to be able to sign off with you, so we'll keep you around. I actually want to share something with the chat. And those of you catching the replay, every Wednesday night, Comics Covered goes live, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and normally Matt and John have been bringing on artists, writers, etc., to, have these shows and have these conversations. But tomorrow night, we're actually going to open up the floor. We had writer B. Earl with us tonight, so we're opening the floor to you guys, the viewers. For the first time ever, we are going to have an open invite to anybody who wants to hop on. They want to show off their latest pickups, talk comics, any of that. Feel free. Hit up Cover Price, DM them, and they will happily make you part of the show, man. It's time to include everybody, and I think that's going to be a fun one, man. So definitely hit up Cover Price. Go check them out. Instagram, DM them and say, hey, you're interested in being on the show Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and they'll take care of you. Yeah,
that'd be fun, man. We should do that more often with people. We should do that. Give
That's
everybody a
very
chance to hang
cool.
out
I
with
mean,
us.
talk about community, right? Like we were just talking about that. It's about the community. That's fantastic.
Exactly,
Very cool.
man. Yeah, so don't forget, tomorrow night to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Thursday night, Gabe is back with Laura and the entire crew, bringing you the shakers, checking out what's shaking on the aftermarket and all those monstrous sales that took place within the last week. So make sure to hit that bell if you guys are new to the channel and it's your first time hanging out with us. Well, make sure to do this. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, look at that, right? Pretty cool. We're getting better at this production stuff as we go along, man. But guys, have yourselves a great week. I won't be here, so I'm going to wish you a great week, but have yourselves an awesome new comic book day. Don't forget, go check out your shops. Go pick up Echo. Don't forget. All right. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Adios.
See ya.